a revelation. Ancient manuscripts contain evidence of Planet 9 Nibiru, claim scientists. The Bayeux Tapestry is one of the earliest examples of government propaganda. The Tapestry of Bayeux, scenes 32 and 33, because this is a very huge and very long tapestry. It commemorates Halley's Comet. In scene 33, Harold is in his Westminster Palace. Scene 32 are men standing and staring at Halley's Comet, and scene 33, Harold at Westminster Palace. And this is a tapestry dating back from the decade of 1070 AD. Amazing. Now, of course, this was decades earlier, before the printing press. The Johann Gutenberg, who invented movable type and the printing press. So up to that time, people didn't have too much of a very good way of printing things and presenting it to people. One good way of passing on the news was through paintings and tapestries. Among the famous dates in history, a few years prior to 1492, when Columbus discovered America, it's no coincidence. Up until a few decades earlier, Gutenberg invented the movable type, and it was difficult for events of great importance to be described to wide audiences. And the victors, of course, who won history, wrote about history and shaped the outcome of history. Doesn't mean that we know all the truth. Nevertheless, this is one of the evidences that we have concerning something strange going on. Now, the Queen's University of Belfast is researching, launching an exhibition exploring into the Anglo-Saxons' knowledge, the British Isles' knowledge of the skies. Researchers from Queen's University in Belfast launched a new interactive exhibition, and they're exploring the Anglo-Saxon understanding of the cosmos, the universe, cosmology of the Middle Ages, and whether it may provide further clues on the whereabouts of the hypothetical Planet 9, Nibiru, Planet X, Wormwood, so on. Planet 9, Planet 10, whatever. It's got various names, as we all know. The exhibition, entitled Marveling at the Skies, Comets Through the Eyes of the Anglo-Saxons, will be taking place at the Ulster Museum in Belfast until Sunday, June 3rd of this year. It's part of a cross-disciplinary research project, quote, Before and After Halley, Medieval Visions of Modern Science, end quote, and it's led by Dr. Marilina Cesario from the School of Fine Arts, English and Languages, together with Dr. Pedro Lacerda from the School of Maths and Physics at Queen's University in Belfast. This project research has been selected to be presented in London as well at the first British Academy Summer Festival a few days later, 21st to 23rd of June of 2018. It will be one of the best funded research projects in the UK, and part of the exhibition will be showcased at this festival. Combining records of comets from Anglo-Saxon sources with contemporary images of comets from NASA, the New York Times, and the Northern Ireland Amateur Astronomy Society, NIAAS. The exhibition takes visitors on a cosmic journey from the earliest contemporary description of a comet in England, which existed from the evidence that they have from the year 891 AD, under the period of Alfred the Great, to the sighting of a hazy green-hued comet Lovejoy in 2013. So it will be a research showing all this. So it'll be about 1,300 years worth of sightings. They're speaking ahead of the exhibition, which will be launched, about the research project. Dr. Cesario said, this research project renegotiates the meaning and importance of medieval science and demonstrates how medieval records of comets can help test the theory of the existence of the elusive Planet 9. Planet 10, Nibiru, Wormwood, all these names. Looking at records of comets in Old English and Latin, Old Irish, and even Russian texts, they say we aim to show that the early medieval people actually recorded genuine astronomical observations, reflecting their interest in cosmology and understanding of the heavens. The idea for this study came about from the strong desire to challenge the common assumption and perceived lack of scientific inquiry in the early Middle Ages, or commonly referred to as the Dark Ages. This was the spark that ignited the intellectual collaboration between a medievalist and an astronomer, end quote. So this is a research on this groundbreaking project will be relied on up-to-date scientific tools to demonstrate the importance of astronomy and scientific thought in early medieval Europe and its reality in the history of science. Dr. Cesario continued by saying, by combining historical and scientific approaches, working in collaboration with my colleague Dr. Pedro Lacerda, an astrophysicist and expert on comets in the solar system at Queen's, this novel study crosses traditional disciplinary boundaries and extends research into new creative and exciting directions. Dr. Lacerda commented after this, "It is fantastic to be able to use data which is about 1,000 years old to investigate a current theory. To me, this is one of the most fascinating aspects of our project. Any strong indication that a Planet 9 is required to fit the comet sightings recorded in the Middle Ages will be a unique result and will certainly have a remarkable impact on our understanding of the solar system," end quote. Dr. Cesario was one of 6 researchers from across the UK to win and receive the Apex Award. He was funded by the Leverhulme Trust and the UK's leading academics, including the British Academy, the Royal Society of Engineering for Cross-Disciplinary Research Excellence. And as we said, this exhibition will run from Sunday, June 3rd. Admission is free, so whoever is in London, you can go. I'll leave a link below for you for this on Queen's University, Belfast. Now, just in case we don't know that much about the Bayeux Tapestry, this is it. It's 70 meters. That's over 200 feet in length. And I'll leave a link below so that you can see it on the link, that you can run along and see the details of this thing. It was embroidered cloth, nearly 70 meters. That's 230 feet long and 20 inches tall. It depicts the events leading up to the Norman conquest of England concerning William, Duke of Normandy, and Harold, Earl of Wessex, later the King of England, and culminating in the Battle of Hastings. It's thought to be dated, as we said, 1170 AD, the early 11th century, 1070 AD, early 11th century, within a few years after the battle, and it tells a story from the point of view of the conquering Romans, the victors, that is. And according to the Sylvette Lemagnan, conservator of the tapestry, in her book, the Bayeux Tapestry is one of the supreme achievements of the Norman Romanesque. Its survival, almost intact over 9 centuries, is little short of miraculous. That's because, of course, it was preserved until the 19th century at Bayeux Cathedral, which was the home of the tapestry in the Middle Ages until the beginning of the 19th century. The earliest known written reference to the tapestry is 1476 at the inventory of the Bayeux Cathedral, but its origins have been the subject of much speculation and controversy. Now, there, as we said, the events depicted in the tapestry. As we said, the star with a streaming tail, thought to be Halley's Comet, then appears. At this point, the lower board of the tapestry shows a fleet of ghost-like ships, thus hinting at a future invasion. The news of Harold's coronation taking taken to Normandy, whereupon we're told that William is ordering a fleet of ships to be built, although it is Bishop Odo shown issuing the instructions. So I'll leave a link below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.